Okay, first grade, we're going to do math lesson 119. All right. You've already done your math warm-up and your math facts. That would be great. All right. You would have practiced those multiplying by 2's for 2.5 minutes and then switch. All right. And then today we're going to talk about subtracting 3-digit numbers and money amounts. What's that? Money. All right. Let's take a look. If I had 682 pennies, and that is a lot of pennies. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. If I had 682 pennies and I'm going to give 263 pennies to my friend who wants to be my friend, who wants 263 pennies. That's right. If I were going to give those away, how many pennies do you think I would have left? All right, let's do some estimating or best guess. This will be a some went away. What do you think would be left? Now remember, it's not doing the math problem and getting the answer, it's guessing. It is estimating or your best guess. Okay, I think I heard somebody say maybe 400 pennies. That's a good guess. Maybe 400 pennies would be left. Anybody else have a guess? 4 pennies? Who said that? Who? Raise your hand. Who said 4 pennies? Don't make me come out there and get you. 4 pennies, that's not a very good estimate, but to be fair, I'll write that down also. Not a very good guess. 4 pennies. Okay, somebody thinks maybe 350. Okay, another maybe good guess. Okay, well, we know that there's only one way to find out the true answer. That's right, let's write it vertical. Let's take our 682 pennies and subtract 263 pennies. Okay? Now, say it with me. Always subtract your ones first. Everybody show me 2. Show me 2. If I have 2, can I take away 3? No. What do I need to do? Let's go next door. Hello? Yes, hello. We're from next door. We're the pennies. We'd like to borrow a dime and turn it into 10 pennies, please. Okay. All right, that means we're going to change the 8 to a 7, and we borrowed 10 pennies, so now we have 12 minus 3. What is 12 minus 3? 12, 11, 10, 9. That's my answer. So now I have 9. Let's look at this column. What's 7 minus 6? 1. And what's 6 minus 2? 4. So, did we have any good estimates? That's right. If you said that we would have about 400, you were exactly right. At least in your estimate, that's pretty close. So we would have 419 pennies left over. That's right. Now, if I did have 682 pennies, I can also write that with my dollar sounds. How much dollar sounds? How about my dollar signs? How much money is 682 pennies? That's right, it would be $6.82. Remember, dollar sign, dollars on this side decimal cents over here. The decimal separates our dollars from our cents. $6.82. And from that $6.82, I'm going to subtract. What if I change this into dollars? Okay, that's right. It would be $2.63. Now remember, when we are subtracting money vertically, we only need to write the dollar sign next to the top number. When the reader sees the dollar sign, they know it's all money, okay? So we'll put our, and plus there's no room because we have to put our subtraction sign. Now, if I have two, say it with me, always subtract your ones first. That's right. If you have two, can you take away three? No. So let's go next door, just like we did over here. Do you think it changes our answer? Well, let's find out. Turn him into a 7, and now it's 12 minus 3. What was 12 minus 3? Yeah, 9. 7 minus 6, 1. 6 minus 2, 4. If there's a dollar sign and a decimal in your problem, there's a dollar sign and a decimal in your answer. We got a Mrs. Wilson. Oh, you sound good. You've been practicing? Nice job. Okay, that's right. If you got a dollar sign and a decimal in your problem, you've got a dollar sign and a decimal in your answer. So bring him straight down and bring it down. $4.19 or 419 pennies. And those are, of course, are the same, just two different ways to write it, okay? Now, let's get some, I should have said this, so if you need to pause, why don't you get some scrap paper, just get a piece of white paper or a piece of paper with lines, just get some paper. So if you need to pause, go get your paper and come back. We're gonna do a couple together, okay? So let's pretend, so pause if you need to, go get some paper. Now you're gonna work with me. If we had 781, I'm going to just do P for pennies for a shortcut, okay? And I want to give 149 of those pennies away to my friend. How many pennies do you think I'll have left? Does anybody have an estimate or a best guess? Ooh, that's a good guess. I think I heard somebody say 650. That's a good guess. What else? Anybody else have another guess? Okay. Somebody guessed 630. Okay. Someone else guessed 4,692,812. Wait a minute. That is not a very good guess. First grade, come on. Silly Pantilles, let's go. Anybody else have another guess? Anybody? Okay. If you'd like to write down your guess, you can sure write it down. But let's find out by turning it vertical. If I had 781 minus 149, can you write that for me, first grade? Write that on your paper. I'll wait. 781 minus 149. Write it vertical. Remember to keep your pennies and your dimes, keep everything lined up in the right places. Your ones place, your tens place, and your hundreds place. All right? Say it with me. Always subtract your ones first. Everybody show me one finger. If you have 1, can you take away 9? No. What do we need to do? That's right. Let's go next door. Hello? Hi. Yes, we'd like to borrow a dime and turn it into 10 pennies. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So we're going to borrow the dime, turn that 8 into a 7. And now we don't have 1 penny, but we have 11 pennies. What's 11 minus 9? That's right, 2. And what's 7 minus 4? 3. And what's 7 minus 1? 6. Whoa, who guessed 630? That is very, very good guess because we had 632 pennies. Who guessed 4,692,812? Yeah, you were wrong. Wrong. Okay, now let's turn this penny problem into a dollars, okay, dollars and decimals. Let's turn them into dollars. So if we had 781 pennies, how would we write that? That's right, give me your dollar sign, $7.81. Remember the decimal keeps the dollars and the cents on their sides. Now I'm going to subtract what? 149 pennies turns into what? $1.49. Remember, in a vertical dollar sign, we don't need him down here. We'll just keep him up here. All right. Well, does anything change in our answer? No, we're going to do it the same. Say it with me. Always subtract your ones first. And sorry, there's something on the paper, so just ignore that. Yeah, 1 minus 9, we already knew. We went next door. We changed the 8 to a 7. Now we had 11 minus 9. What was our answer? 2. And what was 7 minus 4? 3. And 7 minus 1? 6. Uh-oh. If there's a dollar sign and a decimal in your problem, there's a dollar sign and your decimal in your answer. We got it, Mrs. Wilson. Oh, you guys sound fantastic. I miss your little voices singing. I can't believe I have to sing to myself. All right. 632 pennies is the same as $6.32. Okay? And our estimate of 630 was very close. Let's do another practice. Can you find a clear space? Okay, so that we might practice again. This time, I'm going to have 828 pennies. That is a lot of pennies. 828 pennies. And I'm going to give away 374 pennies. Okay, now do we have any estimates about how many pennies might be left? If you just look at the hundreds place, first grade, if you look at the 8 and you look at the 3, what's 8 minus 3? Yeah, if you have 8, you take away 3, so you know it's at least 500 or even lower, because then I look here and I see a 7 and a 2. This is going to be bigger, so I know it's going to take me under 500. Does anybody have a guess for that? Start using some of our strategies about rounding and estimating. Okay, so somebody wants to guess 700. I think that's not 700. Somebody wants to guess 500. Okay, and somebody's thinking, well, if you said it was under 500, how about 400? Okay, maybe. Any other estimates? How about somewhere in the middle? What about guessing 450? Those are pretty good estimates. Let's find out. Let's turn it vertical, find a place, and go 828 pennies minus 374 pennies. All right, everybody have it written down. Find a spot. Write it down. All right, now say it with me. Always subtract your ones first. Everybody show me 8. If you have 8, can you take away 4? Oh, yeah, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh, what's left? 4, that's right. Do we need to go next door? Do we need to borrow? No. If this is large enough and we can subtract without going next door, then we just subtract without going next door. So 8 minus 4 is 4. Bring it straight down. All right, everybody show me 2. Everybody have up a 2? All right, if you have 2, can you take away 7? No. What do we need to do? We're going next door to the hundreds. You thought the tens were tough? Yes. Hi, we're the tens and we live next door and we'd like to borrow 100 and change it into 10 tens. Can we do that, please? Okay. Thank you. Change the 8 to a 7, and now the 2 becomes a 12. Hey, what is 12 minus 7? That's right, 5. Bring it on down. And now we have 7 minus 3. What is 7 minus 3? That's right. So how many pennies do we have? Wow, those are some excellent guesses because we were using the strategy about rounding our numbers. Okay, good job. 454 pennies. Now, 454 pennies, how could we write that as dollars? Let's do it again. 828 pennies. How would we write that with a dollar sign? Dollar sign, 8 decimal 28. So there's $8.28 minus, how would we write 374 pennies? $3.74. Say it with me. Always subtract your ones first. What is 8 minus 4? Give you a hint. That's right. It's 4. And remember, we had 2, and if you have 2, you cannot take away 7. So we went next door and we borrowed. We changed the 8 to a 7 and turned the 2 into 12. Okay? If I have 12 minus 7, what do I have? That's right. Remember from over here, 5. And what was 7 minus 3? That's right, 4. If there's a dollar sign and a decimal in your problem, there's a dollar sign and a decimal in your answer. We got it, Mrs. Wilson. Did you put them in? Nice work. Okay, so you will notice here that we needed to go next door and borrow. And remember, the decimal and the dollar sign come straight down. If they're in the problem, they're in the answer, okay? And remember here, we had to go next door and borrow. And then we did this big guy. We did not have to go next door and borrow here, but what happened when we were in the tens place? We did need to go next door and borrow, and that's exactly what we did. If the number on top is too small, you've got to go next door. Use your nice manners. You knock. Don't just barge in there. If the number on top is too small, you have to go next door. Just knock, borrow, and be sure and say thank you. All right. Now, let's take a look at the guided class practice for 119. I'm going to work a little bit, if you want to get it out, I'm going to work a little bit with this, I'm going to work a little bit with you, and then you can maybe finish with mom, okay? Here are some things. Of course, there's measuring in centimeters at the top, and number 1 says there are 5 desks in the room, and Ashley put 3 books on each desk. Draw the books on the desk, and here's the question. How many books are there all together? Well, how many desks do we have? 5. And how many books on each desk? 3. So this is an equal group story, which is what? That's right, multiplication, or we're going to do it times. So we're going to have 5 desks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 3 books on each desk. And when you get your 3 books on each desk, oh, they look like little faces. Hi, guys. Well, hello. You're just a desk with a book on it. No, I'm not. I'm a kid. I'm a kid with feelings. Be nice. No, stop, Mrs. Wilson. It's not art class, it's math. Shame on Mrs. Wilson. Naughty, naughty. Okay, so how many desks? 5. How many books on each desk? 3. Now remember, because of our commutative properties of multiplication, we can either count by 5s 3 times 5, 10, 15, that's my answer, or we can count by 3s 5 times. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's right. The answer is 15. Answer with the label 15 books. Remember, we find our label in the question. I'm going to let you do this part on your own. You're going to be measuring and then find the perimeter. Number 3 says to trace a pair of perpendicular. Remind me, perpendicular. Show me. Perpendicular. Perpendicular. What does perpendicular mean? 2 line segments that crash with a right angle. Say it again. Perpendicular. 2 line segments that crash, they have to have a right angle. They can have more than one, but they have to have at least one. So in this shape, they want us to trace a pair. How many in a pair? 2. They want us to trace a pair of perpendicular line segments in this shape using a red. All right, so if you don't have a red, you can just trace with a pencil. That's fine. But if you have your red close by, remember, if you're not sure, what do? That's right. The corner means perpendicular. That's a right angle. There's one. What if I slide it over here? Ah, there's another right angle. Well, here's another angle. Remember, angle just means corner. Let's slide it in. Uh-oh. Did it fit perfectly? Watch what. Oh, yeah. So is this a right angle? No. So that is not perpendicular. What about this one right here? I'll slide it into that corner or that angle. No, he would need to go straight up, straight across. He is not a right angle, so that is not perpendicular. So to trace a pair, I may choose here and here, or here and here. Remember, they just want a pair. That means 2. So don't trace. So here's a pair right there. That is perpendicular. Okay, crashing with the right angle. And here, let's go ahead and do number 4 together. On Monday, the children read 2 pages. On Tuesday, they read 4 pages. And on Wednesday, they read 6 pages. If the pattern continues, how many pages will they read on Friday? Well, let's finish the pattern. 2, 4, 6. How many on Thursday? 8. How many on Friday? 10. That's right. How many pages will they read on Friday? 10 pages. Okay. And then here is some practice, and I do want you to do these. They're brand new. Okay. Why don't you do them and have mom double check them? And go ahead and do number 5 too right quick. All right, go ahead and finish the page. That's lesson 119. Mom, you need to double check on these subtracting 3-digit numbers. That's brand new, lesson 119. Thanks. Bye-bye.